Hey guys, Mr. Burek here today. Okay, I've got a particularly exciting project today. So, I'm really excited to show you guys this. So, today we are going to be making a tablet or smartphone tune-up kit. So, before we get started, the reason that I do so many smartphone and tablet projects, a couple reasons. One, almost all of you guys have a tablet or a smartphone. Tablets and smartphones have pretty much replaced our home computers in a lot of ways. More people these days, they're buying smartphones and they're using that as kind of their main computer, as their main means of accessing the internet, for ordering things, watching YouTube, all of that. So for that reason, most of my projects tend to be smartphone, tablet related. Again, everybody has one, and the projects that I'm doing, you kind of have all this stuff laying around the house already. So I could just keep doing smartphone, tablet videos like for the rest of the school year. But if you guys are starting to get bored with that, or you want me to switch it up, please let me know. But I think this might be my favorite project that I've done so far. So this started where I was going to clean my smartphone, and I'm walking around the house and I'm gathering up bits and I'm gathering up pieces to clean it up. And I realized, wow, wouldn't it be kind of cool if I had a tune-up kit kind of all in one little spot? And when you guys make these, you're actually, I think you could give them away as gifts. Give them to family, give them to friends. It's kind of a nice token to be like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Here you go. So you can make a bunch of these and give them away as gifts. So when I clean my smartphone, I just don't wipe it off. One of the big problems is in the charging port, you get dust, you get dirt, you get kind of gack up in there. And when you plug it in, sometimes it doesn't make connection and doesn't charge right. So I always clean my charging port. Also, sometimes I notice you have some junk from your ear in some of the where the speaker is. Sometimes there's crusty junk around the buttons. Like I don't like that. I like my smartphone to be clean and be sanitized. So let me walk you through the project, and then well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let me show you what's in the project and how you use it, and then we'll make the project. So when you open up the smartphone kit, our little tune-up kit here, here's what you're going to find. And you can vary this depending on what you have laying around. So what I did is I took a regular Q-tip and I cut one end off, and I'll show you why in a second. I found a little plaque thing for your teeth. I used these. I had a whole pack of these. They're plastic. Okay, there's that. And then also, this started out as a flosser, and I just chopped it off, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. And then last but not least, I have a small piece in here of a microfiber cloth. So I had a bunch of microfibers laying around, and I just cut out a little piece of it. So here's the thought on the tune-up kit. So the first thing, just as a general rule of thumb, I turn off my smartphone before I do any of this. Now, it is critically important that you don't use anything metal on your phone. So I know some of those, they're little tiny brushes that you stick in to floss your teeth, and the brushes are attached to metal. So you don't want to use anything that's metal. So whatever you end up using, you just want to make sure that it's just simply made out of plastic. Okay, so once you turn the phone off, very, very gently, I'll take the little plastic thing, and I'll just kind of just loosely wiggle it around inside of there in my charging port. You don't want to jam, you don't want to push or twist. You could damage your smartphone. You don't want to do that. It's just gentle. You just stick something down in there like this, and you stick it in there, and you kind of move it around a little bit, and you blow it out. The first time I did this to my phone, I was having trouble charging it. It wasn't charging right. And I did this, and I just kind of wiggled it around, and I blew a little bit, and just chunks of pocket lint and stuff came out. So it was really, really jammed up. And then I will take this, and maybe like around my volume control, I noticed there's like some pocket gack in there. I'll kind of get my little plastic tool, and if it's plastic, it's not going to scratch it or cause you any issues there. In the speaker thing, I'll kind of give that just a little light brush. You can also use this the brush end too. I just kind of, and again, super gentle. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm not sure if that's going to show up, but there's gack that was in there that's like all over the face of the phone now. You'll see dust and all kind of crud. So kind of blow that out a little bit, kind of run that in there again. So you can use that, or that part that you cut off. You can do the same thing with this. So again, it's just plastic. You can do the same thing, just kind of wiggle it down in there very lightly, kind of clean off all the cracks and crevices, get all that crud out of there. You can also use it for your speaker. Again, just super light, terribly gentle pressure, super gentle pressure, like that. And then also you could do the same thing with the Q-tip. So the Q-tip's even softer than plastic, so when you cut that tip off, you can kind of go around the bezel of the phone. I noticed that I got a lot of crud kind of stuck in there. I don't like any of that in there, so clean all that out. Get all that stuff out of there. Again, you can do it up in the speaker thing as well, just very gentle. You can kind of go around the camera, because I've got a screen protector on here, so I can kind of go around there, kind of get all that stuff out of there. You can also use the Q-tip end, get in there, kind of clean the camera up a little bit. The back camera, kind of clean that up, get in there with the Q-tip. Again, just gentle pressure. Yeah, it makes that super spotlessly clean. You get nice clean bright pictures then. Okay, and then finally when I'm all done, I'll take that piece of microfiber and I'll put it on there. And the microfiber just works amazing for getting all those fingerprints off, all the marks. Super nice and clean. Okay, and what you end up with is a nice shiny clean smartphone, all the gacks out of all the connections. It looks really nice, and you give your phone a nice little tune-up. Again, I think that these would make really nice gifts. So let's go through and I'll show you how I made the smartphone tune-up kit. So I'm going to reposition the camera so it's down facing our work area. So let's get that down on our work area here. Okay, so let me see here. Want to make sure you guys can see everything really well. I'm just going to prop my camera up just a little bit there. Maybe just a little bit more. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's jump right into this. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a ruler or you'll need your little measuring tape and a straight edge. You can use either one. This is what I have. You're going to need a piece of cloth. I had a little piece of felt laying around, but you can use, heck, you could use a pair of blue jeans, old blue jeans, a t-shirt, a scrap piece of fabric, pretty much any piece of cloth that you have laying around the house. So you'll need that. You're going to need either, so this is fabric glue. You can use fabric glue, you could use school glue. I use hot glue on it because it worked like super fast, so hot glue worked beautiful for this. You'll need the microfiber cloth, an old one that you can cut up. And then you're going to need, you know, a Q-tip. You'll need maybe a flosser, or these are the brush picks that I showed you before. The brush picks. So, and guys, I would love to see what you guys think about putting in the kit. I was going to put some of those little alcohol wipes that you tear open and you can sanitize the phone, but you know, it's hard to find those anywhere. I didn't have any at home, and I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to find any in the stores right now, but you could use some of those wipes. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. This is really, really simple. So you need to measure a piece of fabric that is 2 inches across and 7 inches up. So I'm going to go ahead and measure that, and then I'll show you what I got going here, guys. Alright, so we've got 2 inches, and then I go up 2 inches, 2 inches. Those are my marks, and then I'm going to come up 7 inches, 7. Okay, and then I found that a black marker works fantastic for this, but you know, you can use what you have laying around. So we're gonna kind of go down like that, and then we're gonna go across. Okay, so what you got there is 2 2x7. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, show that to you. Okay, we're going to go up. And then over. Okay, so here's our 2x7. Okay, then what you're going to do, let me see here. You are going to measure down 1.5 inches from, doesn't matter, either end. So you're going to go down 1.5 inches, and you are going to make a mark, 1.5 inches. Okay, and then you're going to draw a line across there, and I'll show you that. So okay, so measure down 1.5 inches and make that line. Let me just make sure that I'm in frame here while I'm showing you guys. So I want to make sure that it's all in the. So you got a 2x7, and then you've got a line right there. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. You're going to fold this up, and you're either going to use some kind of glue, or you're going to use a hot glue gun. I'm going to use a hot glue gun, but let me just show you what you do. So you'd fold that over so you can kind of see where that fold line is. So you peel this back, and then you can do glue here, okay, just up here, and bring it up to that, just up to the line. Don't put any glue on that line. Do not do that. All you're doing is you're going to run glue up to the line and then run it up to the line. Okay, actually let me show you that with the hot glue. Let me get the hot glue on there and I will be right back. Okay, so that's what what it looks like with the hot glue on there. I'm gonna bring that over. I'm gonna fold it up. I'm gonna press that down like that. Gonna hold that for just a bit. Make sure that glue's on there nice and strong. And while we're waiting for that to dry, what we're gonna do, make sure that this is enough. I think it will be. So you're going to need just a little scrap of fabric, okay? Because what that's going to do, that's going to hold your flap on. So what that's going to look like is you're going to fold that over. You're going to fold it over like that, right? But we're going to glue this on, and that's going to hold your flap on, right? So let me show you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take it over to my hot glue gun, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this around on the back and put a little dot of glue, and I'm going to bring it around the back and put a little dot of glue. So I'll have a little dot of glue, double glue right there, and then give that a little bit of a press. So let me go do that. I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? Okay, I've put that little dot of glue on the back and I've pressed. Okay, so that's on the back. And now while we're waiting for your pouch to fully dry, probably take a little longer to dry if you use regular glue instead of hot glue. So while we're waiting on that, what we're going to do is we're going to make the inside stuff for our kit. So we're just going to cut a little tiny square that's going to be smaller than this. So you want to cut a little chunk of old microfiber cloth. Maybe about like that or so. Just a little piece. Okay, so you're gonna cut a little piece of microfiber cloth. Okay, now again, the contents of what you're gonna put inside can vary. Basically, you want to have something where you can get all the dust and the crud and the gack out of the little cracks and crevices of the phone. I would really be interested, guys, in knowing the kind of stuff that you guys end up using. So again, I'm going to put various pieces. I'm going to take that Q-tip. I'm going to cut one end off that Q-tip. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take one of these plastic flossers. And again, let me be very, very clear here, guys. You don't want anything metal in your kit because you could end up scratching your phone, or you could end up damaging your phone if you're scraping metal across it or sticking metal in the ports. So as long as it's plastic or a Q-tip, you're totally fine. Okay, so I cut the Q-tip. I've got my little flosser thing. I've got this flosser, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to just chop it off maybe right about there, and then when I go to use it to pick out the bits and pieces, the gack in the phone, you've got that. So there's that. So those are all the parts to the kit. Now let's assemble. So I think this should be dry. we're going to take that. I'm going to tuck the little microfiber down in there. And it can be a little tricky to get down in there sometimes because it kind of catches on the felt fabric. But that's all right. We're going to just kind of push it down in like that. And you want to leave it sticking out just a little so you can grab it real easy, okay? And then I'm going to stick the plastic pick. I'm going to stick the Q-tip. I'm going to stick the little pick in there, okay? And then once you do that, you fold it over. You tuck it under like that. And then you can kind of just give it a little pull. And there you go. So again, guys, I think that this would make a fantastic little gift to hand out to your family, to your friends. It's kind of like a little spa day for your phone. Again, you can kind of vary the materials based on what you have laying around. So please tell me what you think of the project. Give it a shot. Let me know. Let me figure out if you have used other things in there, other non-metal objects. So give this a try, guys, and then let me know what you think. So until next week, this is Mr. Burek out.